Grand Risings. So here we do. I don't know why I said it like that. Here we go. We made it to July 1st. Great. Second half, third quarter of the year. Keeping the ball rolling. So yesterday was pretty interesting, man. I finished on working on some of the repairs for the house. Made sure the fence was put together. Now today I'm just paying some bills and just going to my meeting at 1 o'clock. So that's cool. I've been reading some stuff about some of the leadership in a lot of these like larger black institutions that are well known and organizations that are well known. It's poor. Like as a leadership, yeah, I guess like the longer you stay in there, then you're likely to like quote unquote make it to the top. But again, if the head is the tail and you're at the top of the tail, you still got your head up your ass and you're still powerless or prostrate, some people say. So I'm very disappointed actually. It's just like it's not a good state, at least for those organizations. But again, anybody can start, like myself, I have my own organization. Anybody can start their own organization, attract the people who have the same ideals, values, ethics as them, and grow it from there, because there's a multitude of masses of men in this country. And so, on that note, I'm glad I brought that up. So I've been thinking, I really been like postulating, right? So we got three things, right? We have three ideas. You got morals, ethics, and legals, okay? Morals is it's what you're supposed to not. Ethics is what you think you're supposed to not. And then the legal is what it's agreed or written you're supposed to not. So like that doesn't sound really like, sounds confusing when I say it. So just give you an example, right? So yesterday I was in the grocery store and I had picked up this item. It was sushi. I thought this sushi was like $5. So when I go to scan it, it's more than that. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought this was a $5 sushi, right? So then I said to the lady, I'm like, hey, I thought this was that one, the one product. I guess I picked up the wrong one. And now, may pay attention here. I'm in the self checkout line, so it's a self service, and there are other people waiting. So I'm in line, and I say to her, hey, look, this is the wrong product. Do you mind if I go switch this out for the other one? And then she says, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I go, I'm all right, I go. So in that case, my morals are telling me you got the wrong thing. Okay? Go get the right thing. Right, like my path, like what is right for me. But this is not about specifically morals, this is more about ethics. This illustration. So as I'm going to get the right product, I remember, hey, I want some fruit. Or not even I remember, I just decide on the way there, I want to get something else. So while I go and get the correct product, I then go and get another product and bring it back and bring it back with me to the self-checkout line. And now the reason this is an ethical conversation is because the person who is monitoring the self-checkout line makes sure that whoever is waiting in line knows that there is an available unit to use for their self-checkout. She's like, oh, next customer, you can go to this one or you can go to that one. You know, she's directing things. She allowed me, and allowed is the key word, to go and get something that I forgot or that I needed to correct. So those were her morals. She said, "Oh, this is wrong. You want to make it right. You go ahead." So now as I'm going there, it takes some time, to walk down there. And so I'm coming back with 2 products, right? I told her I was gonna exchange this for 1. I'm coming back with 2, and she's still like, people are still waiting in line, and I have to, no, I don't have to do anything. People are still waiting in line, and I'm coming back. So basically, I'm like, look, while I have this opportunity, I can go get more or do more or exercise more power over this situation, because I know she's probably thinking I'm only getting 1 thing, or she might not even be thinking that far. But I said I was getting this 1 thing, but now I'm getting 2 things, and people are still waiting in line. So now, while I have to go get the 2nd thing, people are gonna wait even longer than they would have, quote unquote, initially, when I said I was just going to get the 1st thing. However, ethics. She already gave me the pass. She gave me the authority, or she gave me the allowance, and I'm spending that allowance. I like that phrase. I'm spending that allowance that she gave me. And so as I was walking back, I was like, man, maybe she told the people who were behind me to go ahead of me because I took too long and I spent too much of that allowance. Then I get up there. No, it's people are still they're waiting in line. No one has touched my things, and I just check out. And so the reason that's about ethics is because it's about a relationship. It's about what she said, what she granted to me, what she allowed me to do, and then how I exploited it. So it's not wrong. It's not right either, because people are waiting in line. They don't know. They're still going to wait in line. Me, I forgot a product. I still got the right product. I also did myself a favor and got another right product. The person up there, she didn't care. She's still working her job, getting paid hourly. So it doesn't make any difference to her. But that's ethics, because in that situation, there was no right or wrong, but it was more of a, what am I allowed to do with this little bit of power, this little bit of allowance I have? And then in another ethical situation, I was eating my food and I needed to step away and go to the restroom. So I told the person sitting behind me, I was like, hey, look, can you watch this? And she said, sure. So that way I knew I didn't have to pick up all my stuff and go. So then as I'm thinking about that's also ethical, because I basically made use of her abilities, and I don't even know her, but she's in my environment. So I exerted power over her, and I guess I gave her a little bit of power to watch this little bit of food that I had, on the table, so that I could go and do something else. And that's an ethical thing, because it's not right or wrong. She could have said no, and it wouldn't have made a difference. She could have said no, and I still could have left the food on the table and went and did what I had to do and came back. Whatever. She could have said yeah, and it would have made a difference. But when she said yeah, well, it would have made a difference to me, because now I see that there's someone who's also in charge in my stead, in this position, who's taking power for this moment. Please hold. So I might make a part 2, because I need to come back to this.